Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to Esports Masters League. We are here for Premier 1 tonight. It is round 1 of season number 3 as we take in the Bahrain Grand Prix, of course, from the Sakia International Circuit. My name is James Head. I'm going to be taking to the stream, as always, on a Wednesday night moving forward. And joining me in the comment box, supposed to be Mike Edwards. He's, however, racing in Premier 2, so we've got a last-minute replacement in. It is Mr. Ivan Tonchik. Ivan, how you doing?
Good evening to you, James, and to everyone on the stream. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hopefully everyone on the stream and you, including yourself, are doing well. Yeah, first race. I think it is this first race of the EML season, if I'm correct.
It is indeed.
Strong lineup, strong lineup track that is really tricky to do in some certain places. Has some places on which you can catch drivers sleeping. Yeah, it can really offer us lots of entertainment and good racing. So hopefully that will be the case.
Yeah, hopefully it will be the case, of course. I'm an absolute experienced pro when it comes to these events, of course, in terms of EML. Done it the hard way through the last 2 seasons and streaming through OBS for the first time as well this season. So that should be quite interesting. So if anything goes wrong, just blame me. Don't blame Ivan in the comments section. What we will do, though, because we are about a couple of minutes away from start, we're just waiting on one more driver to join the lobby at this stage, we will run you through the driver lineup for tonight. So for ET8 Esports, we have ADT Urpek and Matteo Basbrema in as the reserve, Slash and Evans in for Relentless in the Mercedes, J. Cole as well as the reserve. In the McLaren, we have Justin and Payne for GSP, along with Theronix being their reserve. Noah and Skyline and Marlon being the 3 drivers for Aston Martin. Of course, majority of the teams, I should say, will be using their 2 drivers that are on the left-hand side of your screen. Justran and Fleddy representing Alpine, with Bombastic being their reserve. Karafalidis and Nam potentially the favourites in the Ferrari for FBR, alongside Nuth, of course, being their reserve driver. Tom and YCN there for RAC. Elliot as well as the reserve, of course, newcomers last season to EML Premier. Axelino and Garufo in for NLR. Alex the G is there as the reserve. Of course, they're in the Williams team. Sailu and the Alfa Romeo alongside Hersey, Michelizzi, I should say. That is a typo, however, from our graphics man there as a reserve, of course, for FRL and the Alfa Romeos. And then Ruti and Jaum representing the Haas team for LFR. And Rick Dalton, of course, in there as the reserve as well. However, though, Ivan, I've got to give the go-ahead to these drivers. So just talk us through, obviously, that lineup, because Relentless, I think, have got a strong team there, obviously transitioning to no assist this season. FER, we spoke before the stream, potentially the favourites tonight.
Yeah, indeed. We familiar faces around here, and especially FER. I know Miltos is a really good driver, really quick, one of the rising stars of the F1 league racing and esports community, at least we're speaking of PlayStation. So FVR is, even with only having him in his lineup, they are one of the favorites, according to myself, for this race. I mean,
yeah, definitely so. I think FER, obviously, Karafalidis, very, very good name, of course, to myself, because he's in PSGL F2, and also, of course, in WR, where I think he's been making his mainstay pretty much there in WR this season. Have given the drivers, by the way, to ready up. So if you're listening to the stream and you're one of the drivers, you can ready up now, because we're about to get going here for EML Premier. Looking through the rest of that lineup as well, LFO, I think Ruti and Jome have got a very good chance in the Haas, of course. Rick Dalton, of course, being their reserve driver. QRT have been the surprise package. I've been doing the SRC event on Tuesdays. QRT are in that, and they have been coming alive the last couple of weeks or so. Justbrand, a very quick driver, of course, alongside new signing QRT Fleddy. And I think QRT could be the underdogs coming into tonight, potentially, which should be interesting, of course, to see how these drivers will get on around, of course, the Bahrain International Circuit. And, of course, we are here at the Bahrain International Circuit. It is 5.4 kilometres in length, 3.3 mile, 15 turns, or 18-hour drivers out on track as well. Of course, the 3 DRS zones One down the start finish straight, one up the hill and towards turn number 4, and then one down the straight once again in towards turn number 11 as well. Plenty of opportunities for overtaking here, Ivan. How do you think everything will get on, of course, out on track tonight in terms of that?
Seems plenty of opportunities to overtake, but really the only one I will say, or the only two opportunities are the start finish straight or run down to turn 1 and run down to turn 4, because the straight between turns 10 and 11 is really too short to make something out of it. Even like it's very rare to see overtakes there, and basically apart from those DRS straights, there's no really big opportunity for overtaking around this circuit, which is ironically as old as I am, so it seems weird speaking about it.
It is, of course, first race held around here in 2004. Of course, in the old layout, they used to go right into the desert, remember, on about a 1:40 lap time. Michael Schumacher, of course, took the first race win around here. Pedro de la Rosa still holds as well the track record, I should say, in terms of the lap around here to this day as well. And obviously, with brand new cars out on track, it's going to be fascinating to see what everyone is going to do out on track. And speaking of out on track, we are now here in Bahrain. The set to midnight, of course, as per the rules and regulations, coming into tonight. Looking through the comments section there as well. Ron saying you called me FRL Ron yesterday. Why'd you do that? Well, I thought you were in FRL, unless you changed mysteriously from FRL Ron. Kermit saying that's what the manager submitted. Yeah, that is what the manager submitted, unfortunately. Jav saying Vamos as well. Good to see the Relentless team in there for support, as well as Detamo, who is waving hello to me, and Frankie, who says hello, James, as well. Nobody saying hello to Ivan, which is very disappointing indeed. But still, we have got racing in front of us tonight. 18 minutes worth of qualifying, and VIR Noah, first man out on track. Very good team, of course, VIR in the past. The Aston Martins, of course, I think came alive last season, if I'm not mistaken, and debuted last season in EML Premier. How do you think they're gonna get on, of course, tonight? Because they have got pace on their day.
I mean, they're really a mystery to myself, because I don't know them quite well. So it will be stupid out of me to say how they'll cop on if I don't know the drivers, their pace, and if I never raced against them. What I don't remember that I raced against them, and I think that should be left to you about that thing, because clearly you know more about them than I do. So yeah, I'll leave that to you. Or all I can say is let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens indeed. Looking through, by the way, I've just been told to check the settings on the stream, so I'm just going to do this quickly. Right. I don't think my settings have saved, so I think we might have to have a restart here, perhaps, because I've just seen that assists are on, which is... No, assists are off. Oh my god, I've turned off my assists. No wonder. Oh, we're going to have to restart then, unfortunately. We're going to have to restart. I've turned off all of my assists and not the assist restrictions. That is what's going on there. Terribly sorry. We're going to have to restart tonight. That is the best way to start a stream, potentially, in Premier 1. So what we'll do then is communicate, obviously, to the drivers in terms of a restart. And yeah, unfortunately, I've turned my assists off, thinking there were the assist restrictions, but they're not. So that's a James Hedge ultimate dub, I think, right there.
Well, it happens to the best even, so I saw quite weirder and worse things in my league racing career, despite being a year and a half long.
Yeah. It's not that good. Justin has just left the session as well. And you know what? I'm going to leave the session, and they might just take the hint that, obviously, that this session is going to be restarted. So, yeah, apologies about that. It's having to do both 3 things at a time. Obviously, stream through OBS, host the lobby as well. Not a great start to tonight. All I have to do, though, is turn my assists back on, turn the rest of the assists off, and then everyone else will be invited in once again, and then we should be good to go. So if you are a team manager in the chat, let me know if you are, and communicate to your drivers that we are having a restart. Hopefully the word will get round in the next couple of minutes or so. Yeah, apologies about that, everyone, because, yeah, it's just a moment as Series 2, apparently the Podium pass is alive and kicking as well. Not the great start tonight with new Podium pass being released as well. I am setting the lobby up now, though. I'm just going to turn us on to the holding screen for now, while I obviously attempt that. Jav saying, everyone, DNF will leave the lobby. Yeah, everyone leave the lobby, please. And I will quickly reset up a new one, and I will invite you all in. So, until then, Ivan, I'm not sure if you want to fill in at this point.
Nah, I think I'll use this post to get something to drink really quickly. So this restart has come to good. There's at least one positive side in this restart to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just literally clicked on and it said assists at the top, and I've just realised it was assist restrictions. I should have been turning off. But I'm sure I did this, though. It's manual gearbox. Off. There we go. Right. Bang, bang, bosh. I'm going to resave the settings, and then everyone's getting an invite. How about that? But what we will do at this point, though, is take you back to our sponsors, of course, Next Level Racing, who are, of course, our sponsors this season for EML. And we will loop this video around for around 30 seconds or so. So we'll take a quick 30-second break, and then we'll be back, and hopefully the drivers will be joining the lobby very soon indeed. Welcome back, everyone, to EML Premier 1. We are here tonight, as I say, for Bahrain. If I can get the settings okay, what I have to do now, though, is filter through every single person once again and invite them at this moment in time. So you will get invites very soon indeed if you are a driver tonight. I, unfortunately, do not have the group function because I'm on a PS4, so I don't have the group function to obviously invite people in. But I will try and get as many people as I can in at this point, and then obviously drivers can invite their teammates. I think that's what we might have to do here. But myself and Ivan are still in the commentary box, by the way. Hopefully you are all doing well tonight, and if you are, please let us know in the comments section about how much of a cock-up I've just absolutely done on this live stream. But still, of course, we wait for the racing to begin. And Ivan will go through the driver lineup once again. Anybody in that driver lineup perhaps that could spring a surprise either individually or as a team?
Individually, I will say, hold on, let me just open the lineup once again really quickly. So individually, I would say get a few could be a surprise for NLR and either him or Fleddy for QRT. So we should watch for those guys.
Yeah, definitely. So I know. Yeah, Fleddy was obviously former TTG driver as well, and he obviously provided some really good racing out on track in TTML F1 last season. Of course, scored some really good results there as well. QRT have got a very good son, I've got to say, in him. I'm just trying to invite drivers, by the way, while I try and talk through the driver lineup as well. It's a very difficult thing to do. I should really focus on doing one thing at a time. But what I will do is invite everyone, if I can, into the lobby. But yeah, looking through the driver lineup, yeah, as I say, NLR have got a really good chance. They were quite good last season in the EML Premier. I know that because they came in quite late. Garufo potentially is going to be a driver to watch out for, certainly in terms of their lineup, and obviously Axelino as well. Very good driver on his day. Both Germans, of course, for Never Last Racing. By the way, looking through the chat, Jav asking, did Mike fall asleep? No, but the lead commentator and head commentator did tonight in terms of the assist restrictions. Absolutely terrible. I will be as quick as I can. Oh no?
Oh no. That's my reaction to joke about Mike and his sleeping problems.
No, he's not asleep. He's in Premier 2. Premier 2 is happening at the same time as us, I think, and he's in there. So if you do want to go,
but I know, but there's my reaction about people joking about Mike. Let's say problem. That they brought up that all over again. They brought that up again.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I know Jav quite well, and obviously I don't think he'll make comments that is aimed towards anyone. But obviously Mike has had problems in the past, obviously sleeping. I know he hasn't turned up a few commentaries before. That is in the past, however. I've been rest assured that he is going to be awake for EML this season. I am, though, just currently setting up the lobby. Yeah, Mr. Tom, if you are tuning in, I am just currently setting up the lobby. I'm talking and waffling on and not focusing on inviting the drivers in, and that's what I should be doing. But we will try and get this set up as soon as possible. I have invited like 11 people at this stage, so we're getting somewhere at least. But I will also invite you, by the way, Ivan, into the lobby.
Take it easy. Invite first the drivers so that you don't forget someone.
Yeah.
So, no rush. No rush.
That's what I am doing at this stage. I think I've got it pretty much nailed on. It's good that I've got the driver lineup in front of me, so I can literally just look at the driver lineup and then type in somebody's name. So it will be set up literally as soon as possible. All the assists and everything are correct, so I've went through and I'll check again, of course, when we get on the stream. But while we wait, or while I obviously try and get everyone in, let me know in the comment section potentially who your top 3 might be in terms of the racing here tonight. Of course, we have got the likes of Axelino in, the likes of Garufo, who are obviously fresh professionals. Karafalidis, though, I think, Ivan, potentially pole position?
Yeah, I will say pole position and racing for Karafalidis.
It should be, yeah, he should be pretty much a class above the rest. He was quite quick here in WOR and qualifying a little bit earlier on. I am just inviting, by the way, the final couple of drivers. I've got down to FRL on the driver lineup at this stage. And then we have got only LFR. No, actually, no, I'm missing a team. Hang on, who have I not invited? I think I missed ET8.
Will be easier for you if I read the names from lineup and you can just check did you invite them or not.
No, I've got everyone. It's absolutely fine. It was just ET8 I was missing. They're right at the top. And I was taking it originally from the Discord. So all drivers, be prepared. You're about to get an invite, a second invite. I have turned off all assists just to be sure. And I will check again on the stream just to be sure before we get going. Everyone does have an invite apart from Michael Commentator. So I'll get everyone in. And then as soon as that is set up, because it is just a literal reset, obviously, no laps being set in qualifying. Therefore, it is just a straight qualifying session. Of course, once again, tonight, Mr. Ivan, you've been invited as well. Everyone now joining. Makes it a lot quicker, by the way, if your teammate hasn't got an invite, just invite them in, and it'll be all fine and hopefully dandy as we go through. But everyone is now in. Yaron saying in the comment section as well, Michaelitis, what a driver. Yeah, that is a spelling error, unfortunately. The only spelling error that we've got on the graphic, I couldn't get Maze in time to change it, so that is unfortunate, but still. Oh, he's got a new name. Let's just put it that way. He's got a new name just for tonight. Everyone now is rejoining the lobby, which is good. I'll just stick on my end on the capture card just to make sure that it is the correct settings. There's the assist restrictions. And in fact, they're all still on. So I don't know why that is showing that it's all still on. So give me a second. Do you know what I think I've done? I think I've actually loaded the wrong settings again. Not going according to plan, is it, tonight?
Well, there's still time to fix that.
Oh man! Oh, I've done it again! I've pressed load instead of save. Right, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. I'm honestly, I'm Dippy James here tonight, honestly. Everything off. I've got this on the stream, by the way, just so everyone has seen my process of elimination when it comes to it. Right, I'm going to go quickly to save and load settings. Save. Data overwrite. There we go. Right settings are in. Should be all okay. Everyone can now hopefully ready up. What an absolute nightmare. But still, we'll remind you, of course, of the track, though, in question. It is the Bahrain Grand Prix circuit, 5.4 kilometres in length, and then it's 3.3 miles, 15 turns, of course, awaiting our drivers out on track. And Ivan, obviously, we were saying there, potential overtaking opportunities. What's the potential for traffic, potentially, in qualifying? Because I think around a track like this, it could be quite high.
Traffic opportunities. Good question, but I would say the S's. So from turns 4 to turns 10. So end of sector 1 until the middle of sector 2, that will be a traffic paradise in the words of Yuki Tsunoda. Or that will be first one, and second one will be literally last sector until the last corner, because drivers will be on flying lap. Someone will maybe be on the in lap. Someone will maybe prepare their flyer and finishing their out laps. So that'll be 2 traffic opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. So, looking through the channel, by the way, on Discord, yes, both ET8 drivers, as far as I can tell. Yeah, Matteo and Uppbeat are in. We're just waiting, I think, on one more driver. I'm not sure who that driver is. Might be one of the VAR drivers, potentially, that I can see. Yes, Skyline is in, and we are waiting on whoever the other one is. And the other man for VIR tonight is Noah. And do you know what? I don't think I've actually invited him. So I'm going to quickly just do this so I can get him in. Skylar might have invited him, but if he hasn't, then obviously we can get him in. There is Noah. Got another invite. There we go. So we should be ready to go very soon indeed. It does happen from time to time. Yeah, we're just waiting on Noah. And then we are good to go for the second time tonight, and hopefully for the last time tonight as well. Noah is now in, and we can go indeed. Just have a check through, by the way, in terms of the settings for one final time. Just make sure I haven't actually messed anything else up. Assist restrictions, yeah, they're all off. Manual gearbox is on. There we go. So we're pretty much now set. Everyone can indeed ready up, because everyone is in the lobby. Thank goodness for that. And 434 people now have obviously just just been given a notification by me, which I don't think is the best thing to do whatsoever. But we are about to get going. Sorry about that, guys. Absolute nightmare. But we are getting going with a 20-second countdown now on. And Ivan, I'm excited. The tension has been building for the last 20 minutes or so. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I really am. I'm really looking forward to see who will win or be the best of the rest if Miltos pulls the pin.
Yeah, definitely. So we are now getting going in towards qualifying once again. It is going to be a full qualifying, of course, 18 minutes worth of qualifying, and of course that 50% race of 29 laps in length. That is going to be there. Mark was saying as well, yeah, ET8 are both in. I can confirm that definitely. Both ET8 drivers are in. In fact, all drivers are in now, and we are about to get going out on track once again. With a little bit of a wait on, I think, until we get this qualifying session underway, because I am obviously streaming through OBS and hosting the lobby, so it might take a little bit of an effect on either or, and if it does, then obviously I'll let you know what the order actually is. But I better get going. Second time's a charm, Ivan, here in Bahrain, underneath bright night lights. Famous moment for me in real life, 2014 Duel in the Desert. Are we going to see that again tonight?
For me, it will be even that. Maybe we could also see some fight between teammates like Perez and Button in 2013, or some Alonso incident in 2012 with legendary all the time you have to leave the space from 2012 in his battle with Nico Rosberg on the way to turn 4. But yeah, this track has offered quite a lot of memorable moments during its history. And I remember you said that they ran into the desert on one layout. That layout was, in Gerard's layout, it was only used for one race in 2010. Obviously won by Fernando Alonso, and Massa finished second, and one of McLaren finished third. I think that was Hamilton, because Vettel ran out of power.
Yeah, it was indeed. I certainly remember back to 2004 they were using that old layout, and I think they had extra corners in along where I think now is the access road on this track, and that is why, obviously, we are now on this current layout around 1 minute and 30 in length in terms of the lap time. About a 1:26, 1:27 you could be expecting from the top guys in qualifying here tonight. However, though, we are now into qualifying. I can finally say the first bird out of track once again is VAR Noah, and of course the Aston Martin man looking to try and provide some really good results, of course, for VAR last season. Of course, Enzo Ricciardo, remember, took a very famous win in Imola, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was their first or second race last season in EML Premier, what was the Premier Division back then. And Enzo Ricciardo came alive. Obviously, he, I think, is still in the VAR team. They've got Noah and Skyline representing them, of course, here tonight. TDB saying as well the 20-second stream delay is crazy. Yeah, apologies about that. It is because I'm running multiple things at the same time. I can only do something with one pair of hands, and that's what everyone has got to bear with, of course, here tonight. Noah, though, the first man out on track, I'm about to go on board a lap with him down in towards turn 14 and 15. And of course, tyre temps are absolutely crucial in this qualifying session, so we'll see what Noah can do, as Aston Martin now comes out the final corner. We'll go on board with them. I'll turn off the timing tower just off to the left-hand side as well. And on the run to the line with Noah on towards turn number 1. In excess of 200 miles an hour can be reached down in towards turn number 1, and we should see that with Noah easily. 202 miles an hour on braking in towards turn number 1, and then through the left-hander of turn number 2, fighting the car actually out of turn number 1, through turn 2, through turn 3, and on the run down the straight in towards turn number 4 is Noah. And Noah now coming through the right-hander in towards the end of the first sector split, and he's not looking too bad actually on this first sector, probably around a 28.2. Oh, 20.6, well off in terms of my prediction there. Noah sliding his way through 6 and 7. Then in towards turn 8, of course, Lance Stroll famously was hanging like a cow, like the Hulkenberg woman in Abu Dhabi. He was famously hanging like a cow there, of course. Stroll in 2021. Noah coming through the left-hander of turn 9 and then through the left-hander again of turn number 10. My favourite series of corners actually on the track there, and then on the run down in towards turn number 11. Down the old F2 pit straight. They used to start the old F2 races, the GP2 races back then, in the mid-2010s around here. Noah, fighting the car out of turn number 11, nearly half-spun the car. Now through the right-hander of turn number 12, car killer corner as I call it, 1:06.7 in the middle sector. Don't think he's going to be quickest though in the middle sector, because he has got a Haas coming on him very quickly indeed in that final sector, as Noah now comes down in towards the final couple of corners, in towards turn number 14, then through the right-hander of turn number 15, pretty much on the run toward the line. Might be a 28.5 potentially across the line. Oh, I'll take that. 28.5 to start off the night, as Ruti already goes a little bit quicker, even 3 thousandths quicker.
And guess who we summoned? Look at the first place. Who we summoned? I think we summoned him.
We've summoned him from the Shadow Realm, I think. Karafalidis there out on top, the Greek man. Matteo there in second. He's the quick driver, of course, for ET8. RAC Tom, I should say, there in third with the 1:28.2 so far. Karafalidis though out on top. 5.5 tenths clear. He did take a very good race result in WOR a couple of weeks ago. I should know, because I was commentating on that race as well, and Karafalidis, I think, was in a McLaren in that race, if I'm not mistaken. Posey there going second though for FRL, doing a good job. We've got favourites, of course, further down the field, the likes of Garufo, the likes of Axelino on lap as well. And Axelino actually is coming through the final couple of corners in the middle sector. 106.3 in the middle sector. Saves purple. Don't think it is. Karafalidis probably around a 106 flat in the middle sector one would imagine, as now Axelino comes down in towards the right-hander of turn number 14, and then to the right-hander of turn number 15. Nevertheless Racing, of course, trying to get on the board. Nam, by the way, is on a lap as well. He's coming down in towards turn 14 as well. Axelino on the run to the line. Goes second. Not a bad lap, 28.1. Nam on the run towards the line as well, looking trying to make it an FER 1-2, and do you know what? I think he might. He does. 27.843. Kauflides out on top. Nam in second. Axelino in third. Already, Ivan, not even a third of the way through qualifying, and FER already out on top.
They are really making a statement, and that's why we talked about them being the favorites for this race win in tonight's event, and already making quite a big gap to the Axelino and to the rest of the pack, with only their bunker laps in.
Yeah, only their bunker laps in. Obviously, the track evolution is going to be quite potent around this track. We could see potentially 27.2, 27.3 from the top guys. Kauflides and Nam potentially in that mid. Axelino, Hersey, Jam, currently your top 5. Matteo, Tom, Silu, YS Brand, and Ruti top 10. And it's Noah, Payne, Evans, YCN, and Skyline top 15. Fleddy, Urpek, / Justin, and Garufo. And Justin is one of the drivers that we're on board with at this stage. Currently just lagging around slightly, perhaps, in terms of the lobby as well. So I apologise if there is any desync potentially tonight as well. But Justin is coming through the final couple of corners onto his lap. Down in towards turn number 14. Kauflides is out on top. Nam there in second. Axelino in third. And Justin about to start his lap, Ivan.
Who didn't catch it?
Number 19. Justin.
19. Oh. Okay. So, coming down the start-finish straight, 8 gear. Braking on around 100 meters. First gear even for turn 1, then short shifts to second, then to third, fourth, fifth, sixth, opening DRS for the second time. Going to turn 4, again braking around 150 meters. Third gear, fourth on the exit, fifth, sixth, seventh. Going down to the fifth again for the S's. Keeping it in fifth for some time, then sixth and 7th gear. Second for the turn 8.
Oh.
Turn 9 going to go. Wow, what a moment. Bit of WRC moment there that must affect his lap time now. I will be surprised if he backs out of it to recharge battery and goes again.
Yeah, he's still going, the GSP man, though. That was a real snap of oversteer coming out of turn number 8. He got too trigger happy on the throttle, and that is why he half spun the car. And to be fair, it's a 106.9 in the middle sector. It's not too bad, actually, through the middle sector at all. He's obviously not going to be up towards it. Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry for interruption. That could be for top 5, around top 5, I would say. But it's really good considering that snap oversteer. No, he goes in
pits.
He's
back in the pits, yeah. I think he would have probably went maybe ahead of Fleddy if he was lucky, if not probably behind Fleddy, I think, in terms of that lap time. Justin there off a lap. Skyline just starting on 1. Noah is on 1. He's 2.5 tenths up in the first sector. It's purple from the Aston Martin there. Urpek, I believe, is on a lap, but he's invalidated. Obviously, Tom down in towards turn 1. So we'll stick on board with Noah for now. He's 2.5 tenths up out of the first sector, and then in toward the left-hander of turn number 10, or the double left, I should say, turn 9 and turn 10. Very difficult on a downhill braking zone to get, obviously, that car absolutely stopped out on track. There is a yellow flag. I think that was one of the Ferraris just backing off their lap, one of the FER guys. But with 9 minutes gone in qualifying, 9 minutes session to go, Kauflides out on top. Nam there in second, Axelino in third. Myself and Ivan Tonchik, of course, taking to the action. Noah through the middle sector, 106.5. Has lost about 800ths of a second in that middle sector. We'll see what the VER man can do. Of course, his teammate currently Skyline down in 16th position. Hopefully not going to be more like a Nissan Skyline out on track, potentially. That's the first pun in terms of tonight. No on the run toward the line, though. Looking quite quick. It might be 28.4. Oh, 28.2. 3 tenths improvement. Found a bit of time in that final sector and puts himself into 9th.
Yeah, as now, what's happened there?
Sorry to cut you off there, Ivan. I was about to bother Tom. There's basically outside. He was wide anyways. It was invalidated, but he just bounced pretty much on the outside of the track, and he just spun the car because of the porpoising on the track. That's really strange. Really strange. Haven't seen that before. Hopefully, this had on top. Nam second, Axelino on third. Who are you going on board with?
I went for onboard with Carfulis, who is finishing his lap time, but he's invalidated.
Literally, as soon as I went on board with him there, he's invalidated, coming out of turn number 11. Absolute
Axelino is improving. Axelino is improving.
Yeah, he is. 800's up. Yeah, 800's up coming through the first sector. There's an Alpine round as well in the middle sector. That might be Justbrand potentially on a lap that has spun.
Back in the P3. Ruti Gullit went on the P3 now.
Yeah, 27.9. Oh, Axelino loses it. Turn 11 is going... I thought it was turn 12, car killer corner. Turn 11 is catching a lot of people out tonight. Axelino now round. He's there in sixth. Garufo, his teammate, that was just gone third. So good lap there by the it's not a Williams or an Alpine. It's a Williams. Couldn't see because of the light there. The Williams through and he's in third position. Ruti there in fourth. Slash has gone fifth as well. Relentless, of course, making their first step up in terms of a no assist event. And so far, so good for Slash.
Yeah, really good. Not too far away from the FVR guys. As Nam is improving, he's at 10th up in the middle sector. He could potentially be a threat to his teammates at this rate.
I think he will. To be honest. I'm watching on board with him now. He's in towards the right-hander at turn 14, then through the kink, of course, at turn 15.
Oh.
But not like that, he won't. Again, another snap of oversteer. Not sure what it is with the cars here tonight. But Nam, straight back in the pit lane. That is him not done in terms of the session. It's him done in terms of his lap. Hopefully he's still out on top there. Nam in second. Garufo there in third. Garufo's going again, actually. 10th and a half down in the first sector. Middle sector. Oh, he's backed off. He's a second down in the middle sector, so we'll ignore that. Nobody, I do not believe, is on a lap. Apart from Axelino, who is on a lap, and he's actually 600 up, as I think Jolm has just gone third for LFR.
Yeah, he did. Not only a couple thousands away from Nam, so field is really getting closer and closer, at least for now.
Yeah, 300ths of a second actually between Nam and Jolm there for second and third. Garufo there in fourth, about 300ths of a second behind as well. It's all getting quite condensed for second to fourth, and Mateo just adds himself into the mix there as well in the Williams for ET8, of course. Sorry, the Alpine, I should say, for ET8.
Axelino is 10th up. Sorry for cutting in there. Axelino is almost 2 tenths up.
He is on board with them now, coming down in towards turn 14 and 15. Hopefully this out on top. Nam second, Jam there in third. Mateo there currently in fourth. But Axelino now on the run to the line. Oh, and he's another one that comes into the pit lane. I don't blame him though. It's 5 minutes to go in the session. Probably would have only got one run if he went out again.
Yeah, and his battery was quite low, so that will affect him on the straight, so he will lose some time as Justin is starting his lap.
Yes, he is. We've got Urpek and Scarline, I believe, on laps potentially as well, but Justin on a lap now. GSP man, 28.3, currently his personal best. Justbrand there, maybe within range. He's only 700ths of a second off at this stage compared to Noah and Silu as well, who are in touching distance, and in fact up to 10th position, I would say. Justin, however, though, 7/10 down in the first sector. I don't think he's actually on a lap here at this stage. Urpek as well, not on a lap. Scarden, though, 4/10 up in the middle sector, coming through the middle sector split. 106.3, and he's just invalidated coming out of turn 12, yeah.
I think for the sake of the drivers racing tonight, we should stay off for their onboard when they're on the flyers, because it seems every time we go on board, they either invalidate or have a massive snap of oversteer.
Well, massive curses, that's what it is, I think. We shouldn't really ride a ball with people in this session. I may as well just go into a different screen for the rest of the session and then see if we don't actually give anybody a commentator's curse. Justin, though, is not on a lap. He's actually backed off and he has actually run out of fuel, I believe, in high 5th gear, so he'll be coming back in the pit lane. Silu, though, is the other man out on track at this stage. That's Romeo as well of his teammate Hersey's just coming out the pit lane. Silu, though, the Turk, is coming out through the right-hander of turn number 14 through turn 15. He's the one that potentially could give a good lap here. 28.2 currently his best. Just turn off the timing tower to run on board with his lap and on the run down in towards turn number 1. You can see actually, in terms of the setup already, he is carrying a lot more speed than what we've seen in qualifying so far. 206 mile an hour down in towards turn number 1. We've been seeing 202, 203 from others. So Sadi clearly running straight line speed setup on the run down in towards turn number 4. The right-hander, of course, pretty much uphill actually from turn 3 up towards turn number 4. And Sadi now the turn. Oh, again, snapping oversteer coming out of turn 4. 10th and a half down in the first second. Do you know what? If I was him, I'd probably back off this and then go for another run.
Yeah, but I won't be surprised. I think he just did it now, or he'll just continue. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he backs off.
Yeah, Saidu coming through the right-hander there of turn number, the left-hander, I should say, turn number 10, then through the left-hander of turn number 11. It is Kauflidis out on top, Nam in second, Jam there in third. Plenty of people supporting FER there in the comment section saying FER are clear. Yep, they are indeed. Saidu will respond back in the middle sector. He was only a 10th and a half down. He's gained 800 of that back in the middle sector, so this lap is not done with just yet. He could go potentially ahead of the RSC boys, who are 11th and 12th at this stage. Sadly, though, coming through the final couple of corners on the run toward the line, we have got other drivers as well on a lap as well. Sadly, though, on the run to the line, does improve ahead of the RSC boys. So again, he was out of the first sector pretty much by about a 10th and a half, out of the middle sector by 800th of second. If he had another run in him, potentially he could go, I think, 2 or 3 tenths quicker.
Yeah, but the big question is, does he have enough battery to do so? No. Does he have enough time?
No. Both answers to that, no. Yeah, he doesn't. No. There's about 1 minute and 20 left. He's run out of VRS, which is absolutely crucial, obviously, to qualifying lap around here. And he's pretty much run out of time as well to try and get in for another lap. He could do, but it saves up a lot more EOS, and he's low on fuel as well, so that's obviously why. Hersey is on a lap, though, the FRL man in 8th position. Currently, I believe he's an Estonian, if I'm not mistaken, is Hersey's. Now comes through the left-hander of turn number 11, then through the right. 28 flat through that middle sector. We've got Slash and Ruti on laps as well, just ahead of him. So potentially going to improve. Kauflidis, I know, is on a lap. I think he's coming out the first sector as well. Kauflidis though out on top. Nam there in second, Jam there in third. Apologies, we just lost you for a second. Hersey on the run to the line. Goes second. Wow, 27.8. Flew in the final sector. 27.8 puts him into second. But how many drivers are going to improve behind him?
Rotigolid is finishing his lap. Day 7th, I think he backed off.
He did, he's gone for another run.
Gerofiu is on really good lap. Gerofiu is on really good lap. And LR man currently sitting on P6.
He's 2 cents down in the middle sector though, the NLR man. Mateo is ahead of him as well for ET8. ET8 are currently providing a very good performance so far with Mateo there in 6th. Garufa there currently in 7th. Garufa though on through the final couple of corners. Garufa, by the way, is never last race, and I've just clicked on there. Garufa on the run to the line. Is he going to go quicker? No, in the end. 600th down on his lap time. Mateo's on a lap. He's a 10th and a half up in the first sector in the Red Bull. Jam there on a lap. Axelino on a lap as well. He's backed off. Kauflidis, though, just bangs in the 27.4 while we're going on board with other people. Kauflidis out on top. Absolute clear cut above the rest of the field. Nam, though, his teammate is on a lap, and I believe he was up in the first sector as well. We're going to see more improvements, by the way, on the left-hand side of your screen as we get through. V1NC, who I believe is an RAC supporter there in the chat as well, which is very good to see as Nam now comes through the left-hander of turn number 10, turn number 11 even, then through the right-hander of turn number 12. Has he potentially backed off on this lap, coming through the middle sector split? 106.1, he's barely up.
He took too much apex here. I think that must cost him some time.
1200's up, yeah, 1200's up in the middle sector. Mateo, by the way, went second. Mateo went second for ET8. Good qualifying lap from him. Nam, though, coming through the final couple of corners, potentially to put it second. 27.644 to beat. Doesn't, and he's only 1200 down in his personal best as well. Urpek, though, however, makes it an ET8 2-3 at this stage. Axelino, not on a lap. Ruti, not on a lap. Noah isn't. That's the end of qualifying. Everyone else is done. Kauflidis out on top. Urpek there in second. Mateo in third. And the 2 teams that we expected to be up there, Ivan, just before we came live, of course, ET8 and FBR are up there in the top 5.
Yeah. Carafulli is really again class of the field, but not too far away ahead of Airpack and Matteo. Also, Hersey is has performed really well in this qualifying, must be said. And yeah, the race could be interesting, really interesting.
Jav saying in the comment section there as well, he would have banged the prediction of Axel didn't bottle. Yeah, he's down in 6th position though, Axelino, and he's only 300th of a second off Hersey and 2/10 of a second off Pekka Matteo. So that is not a bad qualifying lap there at all from him. Karafalides though is the man out on top for FBR, and we'll have a look of course at the full grid order and run it through with you right now. And it is Karafalides out on top from Erpek there in second, Matteo there in third, a 10th and a half covering the top 3. Hersey there in 4th, Nam there in 5th with Axelino in 6th, Jaum there in 7th for LFR, Garufo there in 8th, Fleddy there in 9th, Ruti ran off the top 10, then there's Slash in 11th for Relentless, YS Brand there in 12th for QRT, Payne in 13th for GSP, Noah 14th for VIR, Silu in 15th for FRL, Evans in 16th for Relentless, and then Tom and YCN, of course representing RAC, Justin there down in 19th position, Skyline right down the back of the field there in 20th position in the Aston Martin. What we'll do though, quickly, is take you through, of course, another slight intermission. We'll be back from our we'll hear this message from our sponsors, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with no formation lap on. Yeah, definitely. So welcome back, everyone, to... Oh, I've just forgot to unmute you. There we go. Everyone, welcome back, of course, to EML Premier 1. We are about to get going for the non-formation lap. It's going to be straight into the race start, so hopefully drivers are prepared with the formation lap being off. But talk us through that qualifying session very quickly, Ivan, I should say, not Evan. That was last night in PSGL. Karafalides though out on top. 2/10 clear of the race. He should be the favourite for the race win.
Yes, he really should, as obviously to drop 2/10 on someone else's head in just one lap in let's say clutch time of and last minutes of qualifying is not something that you do like very often, and it's not something that everyone could do. But we'll see the race at 5 laps going out soon.
And lights out and away we go. Karafalides there taking the start very well. There's a Mercedes absolutely flew off the start. Let's let this Slash. He's already gained 2 or 3 positions further back through the field. Karafalides though leads down in towards turn number 1. Matteo goes around that side of Erpek. There's a bit of contact further down the field. Axelino and Hersey getting together, I think. Nam has gained a position as a result, so he's through and he's into 4th position. Both ADT drivers, by the way, both ET8 drivers are on a set of medium compound attire. Everyone else on a set of hards, apart from Skyline, who's on a set of mediums further down the field. Karafalides still leads the way out through the first sector. Erpek there in second, Matteo there in third. Nam there currently in 4th, putting the real cork of the bottle early on, fighting further down the field. Payne and Justbrand going side by side. The French pair going side by side, the German and the Frenchman, I should say, the McLaren and the Alpine, side by side now up the hill, in towards turn number 9 and 10. Relatively good start. There's a McLaren diving it down the inside. Oh, that's Justin on the back of YS Brand, getting caught in a bit of a sandwich there, the Alpine. Alfa Romeo runs out wide as well. Seeley gains the position over Evans as well on the traction on the exit of the corner. Very good start pretty much by everyone. I don't see anybody with damage, which is good. Karafalides though leads the way. Erpek there in second, Matteo there in third. Karafalides got a really good start on that set of hards, but he's got to watch out behind because both ET8 drivers on a set of mediums and they're coming hard.
Yeah, they are. Erpek really closed down in this more technical section of track. Karafalides, a little bit of lockup going on into the last corner. That could compromise him on the start-finish straight. Still trying to break the slipstream.
Already going for the move, is he? Uppbeat on the back of Koufalidis, going for the race lead, down in towards turn number 1. The Red Bull against the Ferrari, we saw this in real life, and he gets the job done. Uppbeat down the inside line. I don't think Koufalidis will want to fight that one a little bit too hard. He's got to watch out behind as well, because look at Matteo. Matteo right on the back of Koufalidis. He's going to be absolutely swept up, one would imagine, down in towards the right-hand return before he gets the job done, and Hersey is round at the background of shot as well. Matteo through and he's into second. Oh, yeah, Uppbeat.
Yeah.
What happened there? I didn't see that.
Uppbeat had a massive moment. Again, really big slump overs here that allowed Matteo to make 2 positions in 2 or 3 corners.
And but
still, it ETA 1-2. Is it the ETA?
Yeah, ETA 1-2. FVR 3-4 as well. Koufalidis and Nam currently 3rd and 4th position. Justin has left the session. Hope he can get back in. He was desyncing a little bit in qualifying, so maybe he will be able to get back in. He's down there in 14th position for now. Matteo though leads the way. Uppbeat there in 2nd. Koufalidis there in 3rd. What Koufalidis now, the Greek man, has to do is stay on the back of the 88 drivers and stay within a second, but not if he takes turn 12 like that, because he was wide coming through turn number 12, and then set him up, of course, wrong for turn 13. More moves happening further down the field. Skyline's gone massively wide, and Hersey's got the job done. He's through and he's into 19th position early on. Matteo leads the way. Uppbeat there in 2nd. Koufalidis there in 3rd. Nam in 4th. DRS now enabled this time around. Justin, by the way, dropping down the field on the 80 AI that has been set, of course, in this lobby, so that's why he's dropping down so far through the field. Matteo, though, Uppbeat, Koufalidis, Nam, and Axolino coming in the top 5. And do you know what? They're getting away from Slash. Slash doing well, though, to try and keep on bay in the relentless car, and he's there in 6th position, of course, in the Mercedes. What I'll quickly do, Ivan, I'm calling you Evan again. Ivan, what I will do, though, is shut my curtains. So I'm back in probably about a minute's time, so continue on.
Okay, so Matteo leads from Uppbeat, Milton, Koufalidis, Nam, Axolino, who is closing in on Nam for 4th place, in the battle for 4th place. Slash is the 6th, Fleddy is 7th as Justin rejoins the session. McLaren driver in P19. Fleddy is 7th, and Ruti Gullit are 8 and 9 for LFR. Then it's Gear of You, GSP Payne, Kjorti Eastbrand, Slihilu is 13th, Nog is 14th, Evans is 15th, Tom is 16th, ECN is 17th, Ernst is 18th, Skyline is 19th, and Justin is 20th. As DRS got enabled on last lap, obviously we might see some moves coming up.
Yeah, and I think Justin is down there in 20th position. I am back, by the way. I've now got my light on and indeed my curtain shut, which is really good, so nobody can see what's going on. Matteo, though, leading the way. Uppbeat there in 2nd. Koufalidis there in 3rd. I believe Justin has rejoined the session. However, Evan's getting the move done on Noah. Do you know what? Noah's so slow down the straight. Tom's going to have a go at him, potentially, in towards turn of 1 as well. The Alpha Tauri man on the back of the Aston Martin, trying to get the job done out through the left-hander, or the right-hander, I should say, turn number 3, up the hill in towards turn number 4. Tom currently there in 16th. Fighting further up the field, though. Payne and Garufo get into each other. Coming through turn number 4, bit of contact there, and unfortunately, I think there's left side end plate damage on the car of Justbrand. In fact, not Garufo, it is Justbrand that has got a bit of damage there. So the QRT driver has got left side end plate damage on the car, and look at all of this, because it's causing absolute chaos in behind as Noah tried to launch one on Evans as well. This is becoming a real cork in the bottle moment for about half the field.
Hilo and Evans are fighting, going side by side on the exit of turn 10.
Hersey spun as well in the background. Evans on the back of side, he's running down in towards turn 11. Mercedes side by side with the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo, to be fair, tries to hold it all the way around the outside. He's got Justbrand around the outside as well. And Evans shooting, he's got to get this job done. Chops him off slightly. And look at the Aston Martin of Noah. He takes 2 for 1. Beautiful move by Noah. Opportunistic. And the VRS man is through and he's into 13th. How do you like them apples? Evans followed through on that move as well around the outside. All led pretty much from that point. And Evans chopping up Justbrand, who had that damage, of course. And Noah takes full advantage. Takes 2 positions for the price of 1. Takes candy from a baby. And Justbrand now coming into the pit lane with a fight. Obviously spawning further down the field as Salu on the back of Noah. And YCN and Tom on the back as well. In towards turn 1, Salu goes on the back. tries to go all the way around the outside. The FRL man, there's been a good move, he can pull it off with the traction on the exit through turn 2, through turn 3, on the run towards turn number 4, side by side. It's surely the Turk's move though on the outside line. To be fair, he's fighting back Noah on the inside line, and Noah locks up in towards the right-hand return number 4, and do you know what? He actually gets the move retaken. Slash has got the move done on Axelino, I think has just made a mistake.
Yeah, it must be because last time I checked those two, Axelino was still ahead, so must be that Slash made a mistake as we have yellow flag in sector 2. That's Hersey.
Yep, FRL making one position and losing another. Sadi there still in 14th, obviously, on the back of Noah. And Hersey ran, and Tom has just spun as well, I think, coming out of turn number 10. The left-hander of turn number 10, getting very trigger-happy on the throttle, I think, at this stage. Kaufalides, by the way, doing a really good job on that sort of hard compound and tyres. First, second, and third are covered by around a second and a half at this stage. Look at the gap, though, they've pulled to Nam. Nam is in a bit of no man's land at this stage. Slash and Axelino are obviously going to fight for position, 5th and 6th position. And Axelino's obviously going to try and get that move retaken on the back of Slash. And here we go, down the straight. And potentially this is going to be one of the easiest overtakes you're going to see all night, because Axelino not hanging around, in excess of 200 mile an hour down the straight. And Slash has just been made to look like he's got slashed tyres. Axelino through and he's into 5th.
Yeah, but I think Axelino and Slash, even if they're not teammates, they must be using old league racing tactic of DRSing each other in order to catch FVR Nam, who is in P4. Because obviously DRS was always a little bit powerful than usual in F1 games, so it can always come handy to use that tactic. It's a common tactic for league racers, no matter the level.
Yeah, it is normally, but the degree that they've been fighting, Axelino now has got the pace over Slash and he's pulled away pretty much out of slipstream range, but Axelino and Slash, that battle has cost them. As the yellow flag in sector 1, that's Justran coming out of turn number 3. I think he's done a Mazza spin coming out of turn number 3 there. Might have got caught in the outside curb and then spun the car on the inside wall, where, of course, Grosjean had that horrific crash back in 2021, or was it 2020? I think it was 2020.
2020.
It was 2020. And still, of course, Grosjean's still racing, which is really good. And obviously, the health and safety of the car and of, obviously, the health and safety improvements that have been done in Formula 1 have to be speak in volumes in terms of the halo, in terms of all other safety features that have been put in, and more, of course, to come as we go through the decade, I am sure. Matteo though out in front, Uppbeat there in second, Kaufalides there in third. Nam, to be fair, is not losing time to the back of Matteo and Uppbeat, but if I was in Kaufalides' shoes, I would maybe get a move on, try and just exacerbate a little bit of those tyres, because I know for a fact the mediums are only going to last 14, 15 laps, and then he'll be into the pit lane. So that will mean, technically, he's only got 7 or 8 laps to try and get both ET8 drivers, who are obviously, their mediums are now going to be starting to wear. What would you do in this point, Ivan? Because Kaufalides there, he's on the back of Uppbeat. If you were in his shoes, what would you do? Go for the move on both ET8 drivers, or try and obviously back himself up enough so Nam gets back within slipstream range?
I will go for the option B, to be honest. So I will bug them up, and obviously, yeah, someone will maybe go for a move. But as ETA has 2 drivers, they can do whatever they want to Kaufalides, and they have the advantage of that second car in the battle, while FVR don't have. And I will play smart. I will put my teammate, well, Kaufalides' teammate, in that battle, so they can have extra option when it comes to strategy and tactics.
Yeah, definitely so. Rusi as well on the back of John. Oh, he goes very deep in towards turn number 1, does Rusi, and he's just lost 0.3 per second. He just slid the car as well, and now he's out of slipstream range and DRS range to his teammate ahead. That is not good news at all. What is good news, though, is Noah's just gone a little bit too deep in towards turn number 1. Salu through, YCN through, and perhaps Justin coming through here as well. Justin, by the way, is back in the session after his earlier disconnection. The GSP man on the back of the RAC man. But at this stage, Noah there in 15th, sorry, the VI man, I should say. Noah's now in 15th, YCN in 14th, Justin there staying 16th for now as well. They've got Skyline potentially coming on the back as well. Mateo though leading the way, Opec second, Carol leads in third, and for the first time in 3 laps, I've noticed that gap has extended out by 0.6 of a second, all because I think of the DRS zones around here. Remember, there's 3 of them, and the first 3, of course, will have DRS pretty much on each other, apart from Mateo. So, Karafalidis now, I don't think is going to rely on his teammate, because his teammate's nowhere to be seen. And he's actually been caught by Axelino as well.
Yeah, that requires a change of plan to for FVR drivers. As now, yeah, I think the tactics that he gets to move on the both ETA guys is legit, because obviously his teammate doesn't seem to have race pace at this point, and the gap is too big that Karafalidis can back him up to get him in within his DRS.
Noah's just gone for an audacious move. Sorry to cut you off, Ivan. He's just gone for an audacious move, and he's pulled that one off, and Justin's gone for a spin as well. How do you like them apples? Justin goes for a spin. He got too much full on the exit of turn number 1 through turn number 2. Noah, though, he's on a set of hard compounded tyres. Justin, to be fair, gave him every inch of room there. But Noah has just absolutely sailed it around the outside. That was a beautiful move. It's a shame that Justin spun, because he could have came back at him. But Noah through, and he's into 15th on the back of Tom and Silu. Slash, by the way, and Fleddy are now having a bit of a ding-dong in towards turn number 10. And Slash is ahead of Fleddy, and I think Fleddy potentially... Oh, has actually been let through by Slash. So I think Slash maybe has hit the back of Fleddy in towards turn number 10, and there was a gentleman's agreement there, which is good to see.
Now home is really close to Slash, so back is really bunching up from P4 onwards, as we have first truck lane penalty, courtesy of RAC Tom.
Yeah, and I think Hersey was the other one. Oh, and John's gone into the back of Slash, coming through. The left-hand article was absolutely chaos as well, and I think Ruti's been caught up on that in the Haas. Yeah, he has indeed. Ruti into the victim, left side end plate damage on the car. Slash and John side-by-side contact, basically, desync potentially between them both. Jam, of course, is Brazilian, Slash is British, so another wonder there might have been a bit of desync there, with obviously them both running on the same server. But Jam, though, is not giving up. He's on the back of Slash. Slash obviously spun, but at least John realised he was in the wrong there. He basically was too late on the brakes, contacted the back of him, and is there still in 8th position as Grufel tries to go for the move, and Evans down the inside line. Relentless trying to make this one stick on Payne. And Payne, I think, is about to feel the pain of Evans down the inside line through turn 6. Job done, and Evans through, and he's into 10th.
Yeah, as Axelina is really catching Nam, who went really wide on the exit of third 10. That could maybe give opportunity to Axelino to try and make a move on the way to turn 11, but no, he's a little bit too far.
Yeah, turn
but
number 1.
He'll definitely strike on start finish straight. It may be even before turn 1.
Yeah, turn number 1, I think, pretty much looks on here for Axelino. He's on the back of Nam, obviously. And Nam just does simply not have the pace for FVR. I know I said earlier on he had the pace. Doesn't know at this stage. Mateo leading the way. Opek in second. For the first time, though, Karafalidis now senses like perhaps going to move down the straight in towards turn 1. We run aboard the Ferrari, taking very high gears. And look at this, Karafalidis closing in on the back of Opek. He might still look for the lunge around the outside and towards turn number 1. The Red Bull against the Ferrari on the outside line. Now for the inside, it gets a little bit squirrely. Axelino through, and he's into 4th, by the way, in the background as well. But Mateo still leads Opek there in second, Karafalidis in third. And that was the first attempt, at least, for Karafalidis to try and get the move done, as YCN and Silu, I think, further down the field, are having a battle in towards turn 1.
Yeah, I think Karafalidis within, like, deep within his deep within his mind, sense that his teammate simply doesn't have pace, so that backing off is not really a great option. Yeah, he tried to make a move, but obviously, as I said, if you have 2 cards like ETA guys do, it's really it's a lot easier to make the defensive choices.
Urpek went deep there in towards turn number 11. Gave Karafalias maybe a slight chance to try and get the job done, but I think this time it looks on. Mediums are now beginning to go off. They only last, as I say, around 13, 14, 15 laps. Anywhere in that ballpark, you will see drivers starting to pit in. Hards will go around 17, 18, 19 laps potentially on this compound of tyre. And Karafalias now all over the back of Urpek, who simply does not have the pace in the Red Bull. And the Ferrari now closing in once again down in towards turn number 1. Do you know what? He might not even need the ERS to try and get this job done. Is he going to sit and wait behind? Yes, he does. And now ETA still 1-2.
Matteo
in
wide.
third.
Matteo a little bit wide on the edge of turn 1. Could we potentially stay straight between two ETA guys?
He is jam on the back as well of Slash down towards turn number 1. Gets the job done. So the Brazilian through on the Mercedes and the Brit, of course. Slash is going to try and have a run back in towards turn number 4. One thing that I have noticed though on this track, on this game, they don't share the same DRS zone. Coming out of turn number 1 and turn number 4, they do not share the same DRS zone around here, and that was the case for the same DRS detection point in real life on the last game, I believe. So that is why, obviously, it's only, I think, that, Brazil, and maybe another couple of tracks that I can think of. Yeah, Mexico I know is one down in towards turn number 4 as well. And yeah, they're set basically, they're not sharing the same DRS detection points anymore. I've just clicked that on that 12 out of 29, which is not too bad. Oh, Urpek getting very close to the curb there. Coming through turn number 12, Karafalias there in third at this moment in time. Matteo though leading the way. And to be fair, ETA, I think will be very happy at this stage of the race. They're holding up Karafalias. Nam not catching. This is perfect game plan.
Namor took Axelina meanwhile. Didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, he did. Where did that come from? Nam through these into 4. Axelino there in 5th position. And Urpek down on the back of Matteo in towards turn number 1. Not going to get the move done. We'll try and flick on board further down the field as well.
Lock up from Urpek, I think. But Karafalias doesn't seem to have an answer for the Red Bull's defense. Oh, a little bit wide.
Sitting
on the entry to turn 4. Oh, what a snapper oversteer.
Yes.
Accelerated on curb, seemed.
Yeah.
He just lost the car.
Yeah, I think Karafalias is just sitting and waiting at this stage. You've got 33% of ERS at this moment in time. Urpek's got around the same. He's got around 30%, so he's got around 5% less at this stage. And Matteo has got 22%. And that is probably the wrong thing to do, because I'd be saving up my battery to try and get away from not only your teammate, but also Karafalias, who was just 1 second behind the lead of this race.
Again, snap oversteer from Karafalias.
Yeah, lost him 0.3 per second coming through turn number 12. And now they're in 4th, suddenly gains that 0.5 per second that Karafalias has just lost on the back. 3-4 tenths per second, whatever I said there. Axelino on the back there as well in 5th, doing a good job. Slash and Jome again, I think is about to get going. However, Garufo all of a sudden, the NLR man, is on the back of Slash. Nobody coming in the pit lane just yet from the leaders. It's Matteo leading the way, Urpek second. Karafalias there in third. We'll go on board further down the field though, as I think battles are going to be quite potent towards the middle part of the field. Silu and Payne are looking quite close, perhaps standing towards turn number 1. But again, all running a big old DRS train and nobody going to attempt for any moves.
Yeah, as Axelino is again catching up to Nam, and again we could potentially see the switch between those two.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, Payne has been struggling there in 11th position. Silu there in 12th. Looks like he's got the pace. He's just stuck in a bit of... he's just basically got a little bit of... what's the word I'm looking for? It's 2 words I'm looking for. Dirty air. That's it. Dirty air. He's got a lot of dirty air in front of him. And Payne and Evans are not going anywhere fast because they're on a set of hard compound tyres. Everyone else on a set of mediums, of course, towards the top of the field, Matteo and Urpek especially so. But drivers will be pitting in very soon indeed. Jav, by the way, saying Slash has got underbody damage on the car. Not sure how he's picked up that. Maybe too much riding on the curbs. Maybe an incident on lap 1, perhaps. Karafalias, though, Evan, whoever you know is, Karafalias on the back of Urpek. was on the back of him. But yet again, coming out of the final corner, he makes a mistake and he's now 3/10 back and too far back.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe that could mean that he's cracking under pressure, or that he's getting nervous behind the wheel, doing so many mistakes in this race. Maybe he could this potentially mean that he overcooked his cards before the mediums of Red Bulls.
Yeah, Karafalidis, it doesn't look like he's struggling. I think, again, it's just the wash effect. It's just the dirty air that I think is costing him. Evans, by the way, has came in the pit lane for set of medium compounder tyres. You'd imagine he'll be ahead of Skyline coming out the pit lane, potentially. Karafalidis again on the back of Urpek. These mediums are definitely going off the cliff now. Karafalidis has got to act sooner rather than later to try and get any sort of move done. Maybe down and towards turn 11 first and foremost, because Urpek's pretty much now out of slipstream range to Matteo, not out of DRS range that time around. However, Matteo leading the way. Urpek there in second, Karafalidis there in third, Nam, Axelino fourth and fifth, and then you've got Freddy, Jom, Slash, Garufo, Payne top 10, Sardi, YCN, Noah, Tom, Justin top 15, Hersey, Evans, Skyline, YS, Brandon, Ruti top 20, myself and Ivan Tonchik taking to the action, of course. Not Evan Tonchik, that is not his real name, it's Mr. Ivan Tonchik, of course. He's here in the commentary box alongside me as we are now halfway through the race and we're still looking to see when the pit stops are going to be made. And do you know what? I think it'll be this lap because Urpek is in on the set of mediums.
Yeah, Urpek comes in. Yeah. So Urpek pulls the trigger, ETA pulled the trigger for when it comes to strategies.
Is that? Oh no, he was on mediums. I was thinking he's going on to hards, and I was thinking, why is he going on hards? But then again, he's just gone on a set of mediums, hasn't he? Oh my god, terrible! I'm all over the place today. Urpek on the back. I think maybe if Tom coming out the pit lane, he's going to be side by side with Justin and Hersey as well. This is going to be a bit tight coming out of the pit lane. Justin finding the position. Oh, and he's nearly cut him off through turn number 1. And look at how cold tyres are, pretty much like Lewis Hamilton and Guanyan Zhu in 2022. The Alfa Romeo gets the job done on the Red Bull that time around. Urpek pretty much like Hamilton at that point. Hersey pretty much like Zhu on that fresh set of hard compounder tyres. Urpek there, 12th position, and now he's pretty much lost all set of time.
On the outside, Karafalidis of turn 11.
Yep, just catching him over that now. Coming to the right-hander of turn number 12 and 13. And he hasn't got the move done just yet. Do you know what? I'd sit and wait, because Matteo, I know for a fact he'll be coming in the pit lane. Karafalidis, though, once it's done out on track, and here comes the Greek man to the inside line. Matteo doesn't fight that because he knows he's coming in the pit lane. Karafalidis to the lead of the race. Absolutely crucial. Now he can put his aim game on. He decides, though, to come in the pit lane. That is cheeky. Cheeky as anything else. Karafalidis into the pit lane, Matteo into the pit lane, Matteo will go on a set of hards, Karafalidis on a set of mediums. That was smart.
Yeah, but he got held. No, he didn't get held. I thought he got held.
He got held up slightly on the exit. Karafalidis came out pretty much at the same point, and Matteo got held up there. Where is, though, Urpek? Urpek is down the straight, coming in towards turn number 1. There's Tom. And Karafalidis is ahead of Tom Oren, but he's got two deep in towards turn number 1. Karafalidis deep into turn 1. Matteo there, Hersey there, they're well ahead of Urpek though, which is really good. And now they have to warm up their tyres for the next half a lap, but Urpek's miles behind. Matteo though going for the move on Karafalidis. Both are wearing hards. Contact between them both. And again sliding. Goodness me, like Bambi on ice at this stage. Matteo there in 6th. Hersey there third, he's into 5th. Oh my god, heart attack moment, I think, for Matteo. And ET8, in the end, that strategy has not pulled off whatsoever. Karafalidis has gained 2 positions for the price of 1.
Yeah, I think Karafalidis, again, once again, showed why he is the, as I said before the stream, rising star of the F1 League racing community, potential esports driver in the future. He has pace, he uses brain when he needs to, and he has that complete package, let's say, and he demonstrated that on a brilliant way before that pit stop.
Yeah, amazing, I think, from Karafalidis. He knew that Matteo was going to come in the pit lane. I didn't predict him to come in the pit lane at all. And then he just sideswiped to the right-hand side. I was within limit, I think, as well. We'll have to watch that back later on. Stewards, of course, will have a look into that. But I'm pretty sure he was within the white lines coming in the pit lane. And that was absolutely smart as anything from Karafalidis. Really good put on. Urpek and Nam, by the way, side by side coming out the pit lane. Nam down towards turn number 1, obviously on cold mediums, is going to try and stay within Urpek's slipstream range and DRS range at this point. And do you know what? If he warms up his tyres in the next half a lap or so, he's got a chance of sticking with Urpek and not passing him as well.
Yeah, but he really closed that gap after this pit stop. So he was really pushing in the last laps of his stint on the hard tires. So he was maybe saving his starts for the end of the stint, and now he'll just push straight away on the mediums to get both ATE drivers.
Yeah, but look at Axelino on the back. The Nevertheless Racing man wants something of this, and the NLR man on the back of the FER man, Nam, who should be theoretically around 6-7 tenths quicker on this set of mediums compared to a set of hard compounded tyres at this initial phase on this tyre wear. He will obviously feel the effects later on, but he's got to make these moves stick now. Nam and Axelino on that set of mediums. They're clear of Fliddy, they're clear of Jam, they're clear of Slash. Ignore them at this stage because they're all strung out like a washing line and behind. Axelino, though, is about to go for the move, I think, on Nam. Down in towards turn number 1. We've got Hersey into the pit lane. Yeah, Hersey in the pits. Did a good job, by the way, but Axelino through, and he's into now 4th position out on track because Nam just lets him on by. Axelino, I think, is the quicker driver at this point as well. And the Williams man through, and he's into 4th. We saw what he was like on the back of Nam on the first stint. Second stint now, though, he's ahead of him. Now he should push.
Yeah, and I'm just checking warnings to see if there's any, but it doesn't seem so. And FRL Slihilu says the fastest lap, sitting in P11. As now Axelino could potentially end up on podium for NLR if he continues in this rhythm.
Yeah, he's 1.3. Well, I say that 1 second now off the back of Urpek. I was going to say 1.3. It's now all of a sudden a second. And Axelino out of DRS that time around. That might just cost him down in towards turn number 1, perhaps, if he doesn't get the speed coming out of through the through these next couple of corners. And do you know what? He's going to use up his battery to try and match on the back here. This is dangerous for Axelino. Just within a second, he's got to get back within that second though, because look, Urpek is now using up a bit of battery ahead of him, and Axelino's not in DRS range. He is not in DRS range. Down through 10, 14 and 15, and then lets ET8 away with another lap. By the way, penalties-wise, Payne 5 seconds, Noah 3, Tom on 3, and Ruti on 3. All 20 drivers still going as well. And what was announced, I think, to the managers before the racing, and what Ivan doesn't know, there's going to be promotion and relegation this season in the EML Premier as well. So the bottom team, of course, if it is fit, they will be going down to Premier 2. Premier 1, though, of course, whoever wins Premier 2 will be promoted to Premier 1. And that, sure, is something that the drivers and indeed the team managers want their drivers to do. And they want to keep out on track because every single point counts.
Yeah, and, well, promotion relegations. What is that UEFA system with, Conference League, Europa League, and etc.? As Noah gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah,
Speaking of penalty.
It is pretty much like that. By the way, Premier 2 is done. I forgot to tune into their stream, by the way. Storm and Conti was taking me through that one. The results are needed as well. We're going to show the results, of course, at the end of the stream here on the delayed Premier 1. Thanks for sticking with us, by the way, after my absolute mess up with the lobby settings and turning all of my assists off instead of all the lobby's assists off, which was quite a funny moment. But Karafalidis leads the way. Mateo there in second. Urpek there in third. Axelino this time around within DRS range. Don't think, though, he's close enough for the move. And do you know what? I don't think he's actually close enough, maybe in the next couple of laps, to get this move done. And do you know what, Ivan? Is not if he's not careful, Nam's going to be on the back of him. It doesn't look like he's got the pace. He's just gone into the too deep in towards turn 1. Garufo, by the way, is through on Slash as well. But what I was saying there is Nam, obviously, he's now a second off Axelino. Axelino's not careful. He just sits in behind both ET8 drivers ahead of him. Axelino could potentially be in trouble because Nam may see that as a sign, basically, to go and get that move.
Yeah, when the drivers ahead of you acts like Valtteri Bottas in traffic, then you'll probably think, oh yeah, he wants me to get through. Because if we continue at this rate, we'll never get through the traffic. And obviously they're not even teammates, so I think Nam, if Axelino doesn't move on, he will go for a move on the Williams driver.
Yeah, definitely so. Look, I mean, look at him on the back. He's 3 tenths away, 2 tenths away. Even coming out of turn 13, this looks on potentially for Axelino on the back of Urpec. Nevertheless, racing fans, I know you're in the chat. Get excited because this move potentially could be on. And do you know what? I think there could be maybe 3 wide in towards turn number 1. Axelino gets left behind though down the straight. He uses the battery up to good effect. And look at the speed. He's carrying the Williams on the back of the Red Bull. Red Bull might have to go for the move on his teammate if he's not carefully boxed in towards turn number 1 as Axelino goes for the switchback out of 1. Now through 2, now through 3, and on the up towards turn number 4. He's got to use up his last remaining embers of his battery, but it's not going to be close enough, I don't think, unless he decides to lunge in towards turn number 4. Late on the brakes, not getting the move done there. Axelino apart from turn number 4, out of turn number 5 into turn 6, and again he tries to go for the move, but he couldn't muster up the energy to go for it. And then all of a sudden, Nam's back in the fray as well. He's more than a second outside of DRS, and now he's within 6 tenths again.
Deep. Urpec went deep, really deep. Could we see him move into turn 10 perhaps on switchback?
No. Too risky. Into a downhill braking zone, the last thing you want to be doing is careening up the rear end of a Red Bull ahead of you and then making contact and then letting Nam through to the podium.
Yeah, as I think next time we got turn 1, we'll watch switch of positions if Matteo doesn't help his teammate.
Urpec went deep.
Urpec.
Yeah, Urpec went deep into turn 13, and Axelino now on the back. He senses blood. He senses Urpec. His hards are now beginning to go off a little bit, and Axelino now on the back. The NLR man will take the timing now off just so we can get the full view of this battle. Running down towards turn 1, but look at the ERS. Urpec is pulling away slightly down the straight, and Axelino is not going to be close enough. And yeah, he has to wait in behind, maybe in towards turn number 4 once again.
Urpec is derating, his rear light is flashing.
Yep, same with Axelino as well. His rear light is flashing as well, so he's also derating down the straight, and Nam is just sitting and waiting maybe for the ball to come back to him with 24% of ERS to actually fight up there as well. Garufo, by the way, in Slash side by side once again. Garufo through and he's into 8th. I think Justin has just got the move done on Noah in a really good battle for 14th, 15th and 16th for Tom. Now on the back of Noah, and this should be quite easy for Tom. On the back of Noah, up the hill and towards turn number 4. But he doesn't decide to get the move done. He goes a little bit too deep though, Noah. Tom for the switch back to the OSC team. Doesn't get the move done, and he stays in 16th. As YS Brand is into the quick lane for set of softs, going for the fastest lap.
Yeah, as also Helm is catching up to Fleddy for P6.
He is. He's just outside of a second though, the LFR man to the QRT man. The battle ahead though is the one we want to be on board with, because all of a sudden, Matteo now...
over here, I think.
Yeah, Urpec did have a moment coming outside of turn 13 on the exit of turn 13 there. Axelino, though, they've all got to save up their batteries, I think, at this point.
Oh, look at Nam. Nam could have benefit from this.
No one's going for moves.
Yeah. They're sitting and waiting.
It's all going to kick off. Final 3 laps, potentially, of this race. It is all going to kick off at that point. And when it does, you will know about it on the stream, because we're going to go crazy in the commentary box. These guys are going to go crazy, especially out on track, and I hope you guys are going to go especially crazy for your teams who are fighting for these positions, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th position respectively. Skyline, by the way, on the back of Noah, and that is a let-through, with Skyline his job done through on Noah, through into 16th, and Noah's not careful. Hersey's going to be right on the back of him. Coming outside of turn number 2, through turn number 3, on the outside line he goes. Hersey, the Estonian, on the back of Noah, the German, to the inside line in towards turn number 4. He might go a little bit too deep here, Noah. Hersey back under, shooting to switch back to the Sentry. Hersey on the inside line for turn number 6. It should be job done. And the FRL man just about gets job done. There's a bit of contact there.
Went wide on the end of 11. Airbrake went wide, sorry. And actually, I could maybe try a move in the next couple of meters.
Not close enough. This is spicy, as Java just said in the chat. Yeah, it is really, really spicy. Urpek and Axel as well, both former teammates, I've been informed as well in the chat. So this now creates a bit of personal rivalry out on track, which is good to see. That's what we want. We've got 5 laps to go. Hopefully this leads the way. Matteo in 2nd, Urpek there in 3rd, Axelino in 4th, Nam in 5th. Nobody once again close enough in towards turn number 1. As Karafalidis still leads the way. Matteo there in 2nd. The gap now 4.6 seconds between Karafalidis and Matteo at this point. If you can hear Croatian, by the way, in the background, that is just Ivan and I think his sister that has just walked into his room in the background. So we've muted them just for a second while we obviously deal with that. Karafalidis though leading the way for Matteo in 2nd, Opek in 3rd, Axelino in 4th, Nam there in 5th, Fleddy, Jom, Garufo / Payne, top 10. They're all driving very good races, I've got to say, here tonight. Salu, Evans, YCN, Justin, Tom, top 15, Skyline, Hersey, Noah, YS Brand, and Ruti, top 20. Is YS Brand sets the new fastest up the race, and Axelino once again on the back of Urpek. Are you back with us, Arvin?
Yes, I am. I had to mute myself because of house noises once again.
It's totally fine. It happens from time to time. I think I had my mum in the background as well, potentially a little bit earlier on. Nobody, I don't think, heard, which is good. Currently, this still leads the way. Matteo there in 2nd, Opek there in 3rd. Berman saying there in the chat, and I hope I pronounced that right, that Axel has got this. Does he really, though? 13% of ERS. Opek is on 21% of ERS. That stays consistent for the next 3 laps or so. Axelino was going to struggle to derate down the straight. Urpek can use that little bit of back.
Now he's on 40% of ERS. Now he's on 40% of ERS, so Nam should have advantage in this train of cars.
He should. He should, but then again, does he have the actual physical pace out on track, not only on those tyres, but himself, individually? Does he have the pace to latch back on? Because it's basically like a track cyclist that has been left behind by one of their rivals, and you're trying to desperately get back in the slipstream. That's what Nam is at this stage. He is on the back of Axelino, but he's not close enough to any
sort of move. Went a little bit wide into turn 9.
Yeah, it only cost...
Yeah,
turn 8. It only cost him a 10th of a second, though. Axelino and Nam there still in 5th position. Jav, by the way, saying in the chat, hello, Mrs. Head. Yep, thank you very much. But yeah, Karafalidis leads the way. Matteo 2nd, Opek in 3rd. Do you know what? If I was Karafalidis, I'd probably gear down. Maybe wait up for Matteo, give a final lap battle to save him for the front 6. Or the front 5, I should say.
Yeah, but this is far from over.
And also, Karafalidis is not cocky as I am, not on the track as well. So that's why he won't wait up the Greek man on the back. But Matteo is catching, obviously, those hards are coming into play. He's got too much of a gap, though, as Karafalidis on the in front of Matteo there. Axelino once again on the back of Urpek down the straight. Again, not close enough. So I will put this question to everyone in the chat and to you as well, Ivan. Urpek there in 3rd has got more ERS, 8% more than Axelino. Axelino, though, do you know what? I'm going to hold because he's on the back of him. Moving towards turn number 4. The Williams on the back of the Red Bull. Perhaps going to go for the move to the inside line. Oh, and that was late. That was a cover-off into the braking zone as well. And Axelino might report that, you know. But I think Opek was far enough ahead to do that. So might not get looked into.
Yeah, but that's the job for our... Michael Massey and his team.
Yeah, Mr. Zaggers and his team in EML in the stewarding department. Or as Axelino gets a bit rear-endy coming out of turn number 10. And then Opek there in third position at this moment in time, just losing a little bit of time to Matteo. Cards are coming on. Yeah, Thanos saying in the chat, saying it was a bit questionable. I agree, it was a bit questionable. However, he was far enough ahead to try and obviously defend the position. And I would put it to you in the comment section, would you have done that in the same position as Erpek? Because I probably wouldn't have, and I would have actually let Axelino trying to have a go at me.
I really, I don't know. Well, if you go to different position, you do like everything in your power, and it was a bit of hard racing, but I will say it was legal. It was on the edge, but legal.
Yeah, Axelino sideways out of turn number 1. Here comes Nam on the back of him. The Williams is under pressure from the Ferrari. This should be easy. Nam on the outside line has saved up so much ERS. He can try and go around the outside of him through turn number 4. Oh, and Axelino nearly shoving him off the track through turn number 4. The Williams and the Ferrari side by side. Final 11 kilometres of the race beginning. Carofelides leads the way. Matteo second. Erpek there in third. Axelino forceful defence as Nam tries to go around the outside again through turn number 8. Ferrari on the back there of the Williams. He might just try and get this job done, but Axelino chops him up on the curb. And Axelino still in fourth position. Nam will try everything in his power to get through, though.
Yeah, it's all kicking off here. Who will end up on podium? The winner is known for at least past couple of laps.
But look at the ETA boys. Matteo and Erpek, they're pulling away now from Axelino. Axelino's 6/10 away. He's going to be derating down the straight. He's only on 10% ERS. Nam's on 22%. Nam and Axelino is the battle, I think, here. Because Matteo and Erpek, I think, now are too far ahead to obviously defend the position and for Axelino not to obviously get through. Final 5.5 kilometres of the race to go. Carofelides leads. Matteo in second, Erpek in third. Nam sets about on the back of Axelino, and do you know what? He's closing in on the back. He's surely going to have to go moving towards turn 1. Axelino comes across to defend. Surely not defending that though down the inside line. Nam goes too deep, and Axelino's back through. And Nam tried as he must, try to go for the move. That is it. Game over now for Nam. He's going to finish in 5th position, I think, no matter what happens now, as Fleddy, I think, and Jolm have just changed positions, if I'm not mistaken. So Fleddy through.
No, I think they remain the same, or they changed position last lap. But I think they remain the same for this past couple of laps.
Saw somebody change position. I don't know who it was. Might have been Payne / Silu Evans in that battle. Potentially one of them. Out on track. Yeah, Harley saying getting a bit tasty. Not too tasty now, though, because Nam, after that very forceful lunging towards turn number 1, he just absolutely completely overlocked himself. Nearly did a Sergio Perez, of course, where he nearly spun it on the inside curb. And Nam, now in 5th. Axelino, I think, is now secured for 4th position. Carofelides, though, the Greek man, is going to be back here from a WR performance to Savor a couple of weeks ago here in Bahrain. Matteo and Erpek are looking for the photo shoot, I think, for the 10. They're 4 tenths behind each other. Carofelides, though, through the final couple of corners. The Greek man is going to start off EML Premier for FVR in the right way, and the right way he only knows. He wins here in Bahrain. Matteo to the line is going to finish in 2nd. Erpek there in 3rd. Great result for ET8. And do you know what? I think they might take the championship lead going into race number 2. Of course, next week, and run you through the calendar in just a little while as well. Nam finishing in 5th. In the end, dropped off in terms of those mediums. He dropped off completely. Oh, there's a huge crash in the background. I think it was Payne, Evans spinning right in the background of shot. He's luckily came across the line, though, and I think, all being square, everyone's going to finish, which is really good to see. Carofelides slow out on top, Matteo in 2nd, Erpek there in 3rd, Bahrain Grand Prix over and done with, and Ivan, do you know what? That was a hell of a race.
It really was. And, yeah, we had everything: fights, entertainment, drama, controversy. Well, and I think this proved that F1, at least in league racing, I'm not speaking about real life because I don't want to get into arguments, perhaps, doesn't need like Drive to Survive. F1, doesn't need Netflix, doesn't need Drive to Survive. It is Drive to Survive by itself. you have everything, but to overhype the drama and do stuff, what Netflix does, you don't need you don't need that here.
Yeah, definitely not indeed. But Ruti comes across the line to finish in 20th. All by the way, 20 finishes, and I think it's the first time I've covered on this game as GSP Justin gets Driver of the Day awarded by the in-game fans. I think it's the first time I've commentated on the race where all 20 drivers have actually finished, which is really good stuff, and that is what we like to see. More of that to come in EML Premier, of course, this season. But to the top step of the podium, it is not Charles Leclerc, as you can see there on the top step. It is, of course, Mr. Karafalidis, and Karafalidis out on top, dominant as ever. We predicted him before the stream that he could perhaps be pole position, fastest lap race win. He's got 2 of them at least. Karafalidis, though, on top of the world here in Bahrain.
Really great performance by a Greek man. Yeah. I know this guy too well. Used to practice with him on the beginning of last game cycle. I know him too well that and in his pace that I wouldn't predict him winning and getting pole position. He's really quick. Because yeah, as I said, I used to practice with him and his brother, with which I raced in WR Tier 3 last season on not last season, but on the beginning of F1 2021 game cycle. Yeah, so I know their race from there.
Yeah, this Karafalidis that takes the win here in Bahrain. Matteo there in second, Opek there in third. Axelino, Nam, Fleddy, Jolm, Garufo, Slash and Salu top 10. Evans, Payne, YCN, Justin, Hersey top 15. Tom, Skyline, YS, Brand, Noah and Ruti rounding off the 20 drivers out on track. All of them finishing, which is really good to see. And Karafalidis, as I say, on top of the world here in Bahrain. And of course, more exciting action to come as we go through the season here in EML Premier. I forgot, by the way, to get the calendar up, which is an absolute Jamesy no-no in terms of my OBS settings. Should have had the calendar up. I'm just going to quickly see if I can find the calendar and get it up on the stream for you guys. If I can't, then I might have to use the old calendar or something just to try and fill in on what we are going to be seeing. In fact, actually, I can just go into the LRTV Discord. Apologies about this. You can still see the capture card. We're still in the lobby screen at this moment, but at least we got finished and at least we are done in terms of the racing here tonight. And I am struggling, Mr. Ivan, to find the calendar. I don't know where it is. Oh, here we go. I found it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I've got it now. I'm just going to stick it into OBS. Apologies. I should be ready with this. I should really be ready with the calendar. But what I will do now is just quickly do this on my end. And you will see it in around about 5 seconds time. In fact, you can see it now. And there is the calendar for this season here in EML. Only 10 races, of course, on the calendar. 12 races, of course, for TML if you're going to be competing in that. And, of course, that starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Sorry, UK time for F1 and F2 tomorrow. But EML calendar-wise, 24th of August already done in Bahrain. Next week, drivers are going to be hungry for action in Hungary and Budapest, of course, on the 31st of August. Then Canada on round 3 on the 7th of September. Then we've got our first break week in Belgium. Coming after that a week later on the 21st of September. Miami for round 5 on the 28th of September. Japan for round 6 on the 12th of October, so another break week after that. Italy round 7 in the 19th of October. Britain on the for round 8 on the 26th of October. Mexico for round 9 on the 9th of November. And for round 10, Abu Dhabi, hopefully going to be there. I know there's been a few problems with Abu Dhabi on the game. I'm not sure what the issues are, but I know it has been taken off the PSGL calendar. That is for sure. Abu Dhabi, though, round 10 of the championship on the 16th of November. Pretty much nearly dead on 2 weeks to my birthday. That final week there as well. Bahrain, though, done. Hungary next week, Ivan. What do the drivers look forward to? Because I think it's going to be a much different test compared to what we saw in Bahrain.
What the drivers need to watch out? Track limits, and that they deliver in that one lap, because obviously Hungary, also known as Monaco without the barriers, it's much harder to overtake than in Bahrain. So if someone messes up with the lapping qualifying, basically it is pretty much game over, most likely. And in race pace, you have to be consistent, because the only way you can overtake someone else, if that you gain lots of positions, is that you have good race pace and that you are consistent, that you are in the good rhythm. So I think that that's the things to watch out for Hungary.
Yeah, definitely so. And obviously, they're in Hungary. It is going to be fascinating to see what the drivers will make of that and who will be obviously taking forward in terms of the racing for EML Premier 1 this season. And of course, if you are an EML Premier 2 viewer, you can tune in for that at 8 PM UK time as well. Normally, it is going to be Storm and Conti, I think, doing the action there for EML Tier 2. But we are done for EML tonight. We're going to be back next week. We're normally back next month, but we are back next week, of course, in Hungary. TML, as I say, to come tomorrow night for Season 8. The stream is already up, by the way, for F1. We do want to have a tune-in for that at 8 PM UK time tomorrow, so if you want to catch me and just me, you can obviously tune in for that at 8 PM UK time on the dot, and F2 as well, going to be live at 8 PM on the dot. And that is, of course, going to be Mr. Storm and Mr. Stumpy, I think, that is going to be taking to the action, going to be there. That is the end for tonight. No, big thank you, of course, to Mr. Ivan Tonchik. Not Evan Tonchik, Mr. Ivan Tonchik, of course, for taking through the action once again tonight alongside me, myself, James Head, in the commentary box. We will bid you farewell. And, of course, we will see you next week for Esports Masters League Premier 1, Round 2 in Hungary. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And until this sponsorship, and until the next stream, of course, for EML Premier 1, it is goodbye for myself and Ivan, and we'll hear now from our sponsors once again, Next Level Racing. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.